She falsified her address to get her kids into a better high school. She spent 9 days in jail because she used her father's address instead of her own. She allegedly paid $500,000 in bribes to increase the chances of getting her daughters into a better college and faces felony charges. What do these two women have in common? They were both willing to take a risk and break the law, all to provide better access for their children. Access. It's a word that we hear all the time, but what does it really mean? Access is the ability to have equal opportunity, regardless of sex, race, gender, background, or disability. Access is utilizing your personal network to help young people gain internships or secure jobs. Access is identifying women with leadership potential and making sure that they have mentors and sponsors, because men, you play a critical role in advocating for women in corporate America. I am looking at an audience of really great people. Like, trust me, you guys look great. I am sure you pay your tithes, donate to charities, and volunteer occasionally. Those are all really great things, so please keep doing them. But I want to go deeper. Deeper than the things that you're supposed to do to the things that you should do if you say you're really good people. I can think of so many opportunities where there are people who lack access to opportunities, people who really just want a seat at the table, but they can't get a seat at the table because others are afraid to let them in. As you're sitting here, you can probably think of someone that asked you for a favor, and you probably said yes, but somehow you let it slide. Or maybe there's 1 or 5 people who could really benefit from your personal network, and all they need is for you to introduce them to the right person, and they'll take the reins from there. Or maybe there's that family member, and we all have that family member that could use a little bit of help, but you're willing to let them make it on their own, like you did. Would it really hurt to offer some suggestions? I think that you should consider providing access to opportunity with infrastructure. And you good people, you are the infrastructure. Again, accept it or not, there are people that you could utilize your network that you could help that just struggle a little bit. As we all know, we live in a community where if you are born in poverty, you have a 95% chance of remaining in poverty. And did you know that there are programs that help people, but they aren't enough? And the truth is, if they don't have someone walking hand in hand with them, being that infrastructure, their chances for success are minimal. 60% of wealthy students graduate from college. Only 16% of low-income students graduate from college. Nationally, 89% of low-income, first-generation college students spend 6 years and leave without a degree. How do we change that? We have to offer our time and our talent. The statistics show that students that are at risk for failure but have a mentor are 55% more likely to enroll in college and 130% more likely to hold leadership positions. We, good people, we are only as strong as our weakest link. And from where I stand, there's a demographic of people who lack economic mobility. And economic mobility is the ability to increase your economic status, typically measured by income. A barrier to economic mobility is your favorite waitress at your favorite restaurant that always gets your order right. But she has to pay her neighbor to take her to work because public transportation doesn't run in her neighborhood, and it doesn't run during the hours that she needs it. She's not lazy. She's a really hard worker. Yet, she has to spend more than she earns just to get by. I've heard countless stories from minority business owners who can't gain access to capital. And those that do secure more than 90% of their revenues from outside the communities where they live. Mark Zuckerberg once said that instead of building walls, we can build bridges. You are the bridge. Everyone deserves a seat at the table. And whether that's the dinner table or the boardroom, if you look around and everybody looks like you, thinks like you, dresses like you, talks like you, it's time to make a shift. And this applies to people who look like me too. Because we can learn from one another, and whether we know it or not, we need each other to survive. From a corporate standpoint, it makes dollars and cents. Corporations that have more diverse teams are 33% more likely to have above average profits. And corporations that have diverse boards show a significant correlation between diversity and performance. And if you're a leader in an organization, it's your responsibility to help more women have senior operating roles, not to fill a quota, but because they are qualified and they add a different perspective to the table. If you say you care about the next generation, then we must give them a fighting chance. If you say you care about marginalized populations, then you have to help. You hold the power. You hold the power to provide access to opportunities, the power to increase the odds of economic mobility, and the power to provide a seat at the table. We may not agree on the statistics, but if you say you're good people, then you must act. You must provide an opportunity with structure that teaches, molds, and mentors. You have to give a hand up and give a little room at the table, not a handout. Because the truth of the matter is, there is room at the table. All you have to do is scoot over just a little bit. We have a responsibility. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We have to do better. And together, we will.